brow wars. Have you been to the store and just looked at how many brow products it is? It is definitely a war between brows. You have pencils, you have powders, you have pomades, you have sprays, you have everything that you can imagine for your brows. But today I'm going to put it to the test. Last week I did a tutorial on benefits precisely my brow in warm black brown. So I decided to continue with that product today. I have one side of my brow done with Benefit Precisely Brow Pencil, and the other side is undone. I decided to go just a little bit thicker. My brow hairs is growing back as always, and I don't feel like waxing them or arching them right now. I just made a little bit thicker brow. Today, we are going to put these under $10 brow products to the test. Ladies, I'm trying to save you some money in these times. Whether you're 50 or 50 and older, you know, I'm in that age group. So I'm speaking to you directly. Or whether you're younger than 50, you can still apply these to your brows. If you're new to this channel, my name is Keisha Taylor. I've been a brow artist esthetician for over 20 years. I own my own beauty business, permanent makeup academy, skincare line, and so much more. But enough about me. It's all about you today. And what prompted me to do this YouTube channel is I'm always giving my clients advice, tips, hacks, how to maintain their brows, how to maintain their skin, how to maintain even their fitness and nutrition, or their overall look. But let's put these under $10 drugstore finds to the test and put an end to this brow war. I'm going to be demonstrating E.L.F. And I got this pencil in a deep brown. We're also going to be demonstrating CoverGirl's Clean Fresh Brow Liner. I have not taken these out the pack. I don't know how they work. These are not my go-tos, but maybe they will be your go-tos after today. And the third product that we're going to demonstrate is the Wet n Wild Micro Brow Pencil. Wet n Wild, y'all. I mean, Wet n Wild has been around since I've been a teenager, okay? And I used to wear that fuchsia color 542. If you are over 50, you know what I mean. I'm a fan of Wet n Wild. I still love their products. And I decided that I'm going to put these drugstore products to the test. And if you like them, you know, you can go to CVS, you can go to Target, you can get these pencils from anywhere because, like I said, CoverGirl, Wet n Wild, and E.L.F, they're pretty much at all the drugstores. When I demonstrate the first brow product, wipe it off, demonstrate the second brow product, wipe that off, and then the third and wipe that off. If you can leave in the comments which one you think is the best, it will help the viewers so much just to get another opinion. And if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you in my community. So let's get on with it. We're about to get started. Brow wars. Let's end this war between these 4 brow products, 3 drugstore products. And then I have the one that's over here, the Benefits Precisely My Brow Pencil. They're not open, so I'm going to open them and we're going to get started. 3 versus 1. Which one will win? Viewer's choice. Make sure you put it down in the comment. Brow pencil number 1 is the E.L.F. pencil. Okay, so one thing I look for is making sure that it's dual and that it has a spoolie brush on one end. That's a thumbs up for me, and that passes the test. This brow pencil is thin. It's not thinner than the actual precisely my brow pencil, but it's still thin. So let's get started on that. I'm going to judge the way it comes on. So the first thing I'm going to do is wipe my brow off with alcohol so that you guys can see that is nothing on my brows, okay? Yes, they are sparse. I've accepted that and moved on. So I'm going to let the alcohol just dry. Now, as you know from my other brow videos, is I brush my brows up so that I can see that actual brow line here, okay? And that's where I know how to put on my brow pencil. I'm gonna stretch my brow a bit, and I'm gonna start tapping this line underneath and drawing a line right here at the bottom of my brows. And when I get halfway, I'm going to brush it inward and brush it upward. Now, this brow is a little bit softer than I like for my skin. When it hits your skin, a lot comes on. So if you don't have a light hand, you might put too much on in the beginning. And I like a harder brow pencil because I like to build on it. So let's finish. Let's finish going through this brow, stretching my skin, continuing the bottom line. And now just filling in lightly. brushing it upwards and inwards. So you can see it's starting to fill in. Now I'm just brushing up here in the spine area to darken in the brows a bit. All right, it's starting to come on a bit more. Brushing it inwards to blend that harsh line and then upwards, okay? Now, my brows are in the growth phase, so they're not perfectly grown, but that's okay. We like it that way too. Now let's go back in. Okay, brushing it inwards and upwards. The only problem that I'm having with this brow pencil so far is it's not exactly going with my hair. Like I'm forcing it to go with my hair, but it's okay. If I didn't have any brow pencil and I'm out of town and I had to stop somewhere, I will get this pencil. But let me go ahead and finish brushing into the hairline, brushing upwards, brushing inward again. It's giving a very natural look. And over here, I have like a more sculpted look, but that's okay. I don't think I like this for a more sculpted look because the pencil is too thick to really give me that crisp line. But let me continue. I'm gonna darken it in just a little bit, pressing a little bit harder, lightly stroking the bottom of the area just to fill in some of the sparse areas. And I'm going with my hair pattern. I never go outside of my hair pattern. Brush it inward, brush it upward again. And let me come over here on the ends and just fill that in. So you see this end is more to a point. And let me see if I can get this end to a point just like that. Like I said, it is a soft pencil, so when it hits your skin, it melts down, which is not giving me that perfect point that I want. But we're gonna try because I want to give it a benefit of a doubt. I'm gonna try to work with the tip a little bit more. Coming into this area, darkening it up a little bit. And there it is. This is the benefit brow on this side over here compared to the E.L.F. instant brow pencil. My thoughts is it is instant. When you put it on, it does melt down into your skin. So I'm just going to put a line. I'm not going to press hard. It gives me a wider line. And if I go and test the benefit, it gives me a thinner line. So this is the benefit and this is the E.L.F. up here. That's my comparison. Let's put some brow lift concealer on it from Brows& and Company, of course. And let me see if I can tighten up that line just a little bit. Putting some concealer underneath. Let's tighten up this tail. So a little bit more concealer. And then I'm going to take my fingers and brush it in. Okay, so there it is. I'm not a fan of it, but like I said, it will work. And it's definitely one that you can put on your radar. The price of it is here, and you can get it from any drugstore. Come back for number 2 of the Brow Wars. So we're going to wipe this brow off. As you can see, I'm going to make sure I get everything off. So I'm wiping it a little bit hard just to make sure that I get all the powder and all of the concealer off. Our second contestant is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Micro Brow Pencil. So it is pretty thin. Again, the first thing I want to check for is to make sure that it has a spoolie on the end. So I like a dual effect. I like to get the most out of my product, and it does. I'm going to brush my brows up again so you're able to see what I'm working with. So there you go. This Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil is saying that it have a 1.5 millimeter point. So it has a okay. It has a 1.5 millimeter point, which is very thin. And I'm going to compare it over here to the Benefit, which is also thin. So it's about the same as the Benefit. If you can see, the point is about the same. If I bring the E.L.F. over here, you can see that it is a little bit wide. That's why I didn't like how it was melting down on my skin and it was too wide for me. So maybe this Wet n Wild pencil will work. So let's get started on that. All right, brushing the hairs up again and starting with the bottom line of my brows. Stretching the skin, see a piece of hair. Okay, the thickness is good. So you can see I already got that line on. But again, it's a soft brow pencil. I do not like a soft brow pencil. A soft brow pencil is when it hit the skin and start to melt down. And that's when you get that melted makeup effect. And I don't like that. But let's continue and let's see what this is going to give. So if you guys have been with me for a while, you know, brush inward, brush upward. Brushing inward just to get rid of that line and brush upward. And I want to fill in the space beneath. Okay. So I'm going to continue to do that. Okay. Brushing it inward and then upward. It is filling in pretty quickly. So it's filling in faster than the e.l.f. pencil. And I feel like it's more closer to the Benefit pencil, but let's go ahead and do some more build up on it. All right, building up in that brow area, going with my hair pattern. You guys, as you know, I talk about don't go against your hair pattern because when you do that, you can pull some of your brow hair out. So I'm brushing inward again to blend and I'm brushing upward. All right, so this is how it's looking so far. It's looking good. I like it. Let's continue. Let's get this tail. Now, again, I don't like the melted effect, but it probably is okay. Filling in this area. All right, brushing inward and upward. All right, so it filled in pretty quickly. I like it. I wouldn't use it on a hot day. You see how deep it is, but it will work. It will definitely work. I'm gonna go in just one more time and just make it look a little bit more polished. When you are mature and over 40 or over 50, be careful. Don't go hard putting on your brow pencil or powder because you don't want to pull out the hair. The hair becomes thin inside of the shaft and it will come out easy. So you guys know the routine. You're going to know me before the end of everything. Inward and upward. So let's do inward just to blend it, get more of an ombre look, more natural look, and then upward. Okay. And this is what I'm working with. Now, I don't like how it's heavy over here. So I like a real natural front. I'm going to take my finger and just wipe some of that off. And that does the trick pretty much. There you go. It's nice. Like I said, it's a little bit softer. The color is a little bit more unnatural to me for my brow type, but if I was stuck on the island somewhere, or if I was on the beach and it's a nearby drugstore and I can't get to any makeup, I would get this Wet n Wild pencil. There's nothing wrong with it. It works just fine. Now, I don't think it holds a candle to the Benefit, but it does work, okay? And it probably is great as a beginner or a starter pencil because it is thin and you can get through those fine lines with it. But overall, it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. Here's the price of this pencil right up here. And we are going to move into the next brow pencil, which is the highest of them all. So let's continue. And let me get close up so that you can compare. Oh, I didn't put the highlighter. So let's do that. Maybe that makes a difference. All right, the highlighter is on there. And now I'm going to do like I do always and take my finger and brush the highlighter into the brow. Okay. So there you go. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like the bottom could be a little bit more precise. And I am not feeling like this pencil is giving that, but let me give it a benefit and try and see if we can get it there. Inwards and then upwards. feel like it's okay. It's okay. It's still not giving me that cut, that precise line that I want today, just like this side. Let's get on to the next brow. I'm gonna wipe this off and hopefully this is a winner, y'all. Hopefully this is a winner. When you take your brow makeup off, brush in the direction of your hair. Again, ladies, we're not trying to lose any hair. If you are treating your brow hairs harshly, just like your hair on your head, you will be subject to lose that hair. So be very careful with that. We are getting to the last one, which is, and it's so pretty, y'all, the CoverGirl 1mm nano pencil. It's called the Clean Fresh Brow Liner, and it's CoverGirl. So it does come in a prettier packaging. And so, you know, if the packaging is prettier, then the price is going to be higher. And that's just what it is. They're saying that they have a 1mm, and the Wet n Wild was a 1.5mm. I have to find out how many millimeters the precisely my brow pencil is. Let's go ahead and check and see what we want from this pencil. Again, it has a spoolie on one end, but already passed that test. And I'm going to brush my hair up so you guys can see that it is the same as it was when I first got started. And this color is medium brown, 500, medium brown, 1mm nano. Now we're going to compare it to the Wet n Wild 1.5. The pink is the CoverGirl. It is smaller. It definitely is smaller. And then we're going to hold the benefit with it. I'm going to do like this. Now we are going to hold up the E.L.F with it too. And so you guys can see how thick the E.L.F pencil is. So, all right. So it looked like we're going from thick to thinner, thick to thinner. I'm excited about this pencil because it is thin. So I like a thin pencil because I can get more of a sculpted brow when I want to. So brushing up, again, I need to see that light line because that's where I know to put my makeup. Stretching the skin again, starting right here. Okay, this is a hard pencil, y'all. Y'all see I had to kind of rock with it back and forth just to get it to get on my skin. And you see this long piece of hair, I'm going to connect right to that hair. All right, there it's looking so far. Let's get with this inward and upward. All right, and so you guys been following me, you know, to fill in everything above that line, okay? So now I'm going to get started going in the direction of the hair, filling in that sparse area. You know what? It broke, y'all. It just broke. It broke. So hopefully it's some more underneath. Okay, it is, but it broke. So I don't know. It just fell. So, all right, let's continue. Maybe I had too much exposed. I was excited until it broke. Brushing upwards, brushing inward, and it's taking a minute to build up. So let's go back over it. I'm going to press down a little bit because it is a harder pencil. Making sure I get this tail to a point. Upward and in. Still building. It's nice and feathery, no harshness. It is filling in, not as much as I expected, but it is filling in. So brushing inward, again, upward so you can see what you need to work on. I'm gonna come up here to the front just a little bit. All right, there it is. I think it came on pretty nice. Brush inward again and upward. And I'm gonna try to go with it one more time just to see how it builds up. Now, the thing I do like about this pencil is that 1mm thinness to it because I can go in here and customize. So like up here, you know, I can go in here and make that tail a more pointed look. I'm working with that point. All right.
A little bit up here just to feather it out in this top area. I feel like it's okay. I don't think it holds a pencil to the benefit, but I definitely think that it is better than the E.L.F. and the Wet n Wild. Only because you can get more precise lines with it. You do have to keep going over it just to get what you need. I like a more crisp line, and I feel like I can get this from this pencil. This pencil is a harder pencil, and that's why I can get a crisp line. Brushing it up and brushing it in. Out of all of them, I like this pencil the best. Came on the way I expected it to. Now, I didn't expect for it to be a benefit, but out of the three, this would be my go-to if I was going to Target, CVS, or any drugstore, or if I was out of town on an island somewhere and I didn't have any brow makeup. Everybody has CoverGirl. Easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl. So CoverGirl is definitely accessible. I'm going to go ahead and put my brow highlighter on and see if that makes a difference. Now I'm going to brush the highlighter into my brows with my finger. I feel like this one is the closest to what I'm looking for. Now, the battle of the brow products is done. And the one that I chose, is the CoverGirl pencil. So the Clean Fresh Brow Liner 1mm nano pencil from CoverGirl is it. If I had to choose something and I didn't have my Benefit Precisely Brow Pencil, the next in line would be this one. This will come out number one. Number two will be the Wet n Wild pencil. It didn't get that precise line that I like. So CoverGirl did, Wet n Wild fell when it came to that precise line. But overall, it did give me a natural look and I do like it. Third place is E.L.F. Okay. The E.L.F. pencil, and they're calling it the Instant Lift Brow Pencil. It was okay. It's not something that I would want to run to. It just came on too thick for me. Let me do my final swatch, and I'm wiping off my hand with alcohol so that I can get clean, fresh skin and making sure that it's dry. And we're going to start with number one, which was the E.L.F. pencil. And you guys are going to see. This is the E.L.F. pencil. This is the Wet n Wild, and you see I gotta do like this just to get it on. Okay. The third is the CoverGirl pencil. It broke again. God, these break. Either they just not strong or I'm heavy-handed. All right. So I gotta rock back and forth to get that line. So you see, first is the E.L.F, second is the Wet n Wild, third is the CoverGirl, and let's go in with my favorite, which is the Benefits Precisely My Brow. They all look similar except the E.L.F. Let me try to just give you a deeper line with the E.L.F. So there you go. They all look similar, but they don't all work the same. That's my personal opinion. I definitely recommend the CoverGirl, and I definitely recommend the Wet n Wild if you need to go out and get something to put in your brow collection. I mean, I need like 3 to 5 brow pencils because you never know. I need some in my car, some at work. I need brow pencils on me at all times. And sometimes you might not have your favorite brow pencil with you. These are some that you can get. Like I said, I have to be stranded and just I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not feeling the E.L.F. I'm really not feeling the E.L.F, y'all. I'm gonna put that one down. These two definitely, but number one is prettier too, is the CoverGirl one. So the CoverGirl brow pencil is definitely the one that I would rock with. You can get it from any drugstore, but I did get this from Target. You can get it from CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, or whatever's local to you, or just order it off of Amazon. You can get everything from Amazon. I would like to see what you think in the comments. Have you tried any of these brow pencils, and what were your thoughts? And if this video was helpful to you, make sure that you click the like button and subscribe. This is a new YouTube channel, and I would love to get it off the ground and provide more content like this to you. Again, my name is Keisha Taylor, and if you want to see the full brow tutorial, make sure you click here to see the next video.